Welcome to the intro video for the Hiraeth handbag. I want to talk a little bit about how to cut and tape together our paper pattern pieces. Now I have a page near the beginning of the pattern that outlines how many pieces to cut and tape together in order to make each of our pattern pieces a full piece. So what I have here is our paper pattern piece for pattern piece A. And I'll show you right now that it consists of 4 different pieces. This piece up here is already connected to this piece, and this piece up here is already connected to this piece. And the way that I know that one of my shapes needs to be taped to another shape is that it'll have a box towards the edge of it that has a letter inside. And that tells me that I need to go find the other shape that has the same letter, and I need to butt those edges up and tape them. Now you want to make sure that those letters are next to each other, not overlapping like this. These letters need to be next to each other. So as you can see here, I have A1, A2, A3, and A4, and I found each of the matching pieces that have those same letters. I've taped them all together, and now our piece is complete. Here I have one of our rectangle pattern pieces, and just like pattern piece A, this consists of 4 pieces as well, which I've found each of the matching letters and I've taped them together. I wanted to point out that on the rectangle pattern pieces, I've also listed the cut size for this piece, which is 11 inches by 11 inches or 28 centimeters by 28 centimeters. Now you can use that to determine whether or not this is a full complete piece and whether or not this printed to scale. You can also find these measurements in the cut chart, so if you don't want to print your rectangle pattern pieces, you can use the cut chart for those pieces. Also, you want to look at the table of contents. Near the bottom of the table of contents, it'll show you which pages to print if you do want to print your full collection of pattern pieces with rectangles included, and which pages to print if you only want to print those pattern pieces that are specific shapes and want to omit the rectangle pattern pieces from your printing. Now in the pattern, I have included metric measurements as well as imperial measurements. And you'll find that I made a separate materials list for imperial and for metric sizes. And I've also made a separate cut chart for imperial measurements and metric measurements. And that's just to keep everything clear so that it's easy to see what you'll need for this pattern. In the video when I'm making the bag, I will be using imperial measurements, but you'll see up here in the left-hand corner of the screen, I will be writing out the metric measurements as well. The Hiraeth handbag can be made using multiple different kinds of stabilizer, depending on the weight of the materials that you use. This bag definitely works best with thinner, more pliable vinyl, but I'll show you that this bag here was made with a little bit of a thicker or a medium to heavy weight vinyl, and I used Decovil Light as the stabilizer here. And you can see that this bag is quite sturdy. It doesn't lose its shape very easily, and it's pretty structured. And I'm going to show you a bag with a thinner vinyl using Decovil Light. Now this bag is made out of a lighter weight material than the last one, but I also used Decovil Light on this one. And you can see here that it's a little bit less sturdy, but it's definitely still structured. So this bag is easily going to keep its shape. This Hiraeth handbag was made with similar weight materials, but I used fusible fleece as the stabilizer for this one. And you can see here that it's a little bit easier to squish this bag, but it does have really nice bounce back. So it's definitely still structured, but it is a little bit squishy. This Hiraeth handbag was made with no stabilizer at all. I used very heavyweight materials on the exterior of the bag, so I omitted all of the Decovil Light when it came to the body of the bag. I definitely kept the Decovil Heavy on the base as well as the woven interfacing that covers the Decovil Heavy. Everything else I omitted except for right here where we sewed on our strap connectors. I did fuse a small bit of Decovil Light on this side accent piece so that my strap connector could have more to grip onto than just the vinyl. But this bag is definitely still very, very structured, even with no stabilizer in it because of the heavyweight materials. So this should help you to kind of decide what stabilizers to use and what materials to use. I also wanted to share with you that there are 2 handle lengths in the cut chart. This is the shoulder bag length handle, which is a bag that you're going to be able to carry over your shoulder because it's a little bit of a longer handle, as opposed to this bag here that has the handbag length handle, which are more of a grab and go style handle, or a handbag that you might carry on your elbow. So definitely take note that there are 2 handle lengths in the cut chart, but you'll only need to cut one. Next, we'll be moving on to our fusing and prep video.